First thing I'm going to show you today is the basic functions of how to interact with your smartboard. So most of your smartboards will look like this once you open them up. I'm just going to scroll up. I don't need to use this pen, but it comes with the board. I'm going to be using it. I could just use my finger if I wanted to. This is what your standard screen's going to look like when you open it up. We've got something that they call the wheel. This is where you will download apps and add apps to interact with. We've got the hamburger right here. It has three functions really. The first one I'll show you is the whiteboard. This allows you to treat it just like a whiteboard. I can change the colors. I can erase it, and then I can exit out of it. The second thing is the home function. So no matter what I open up, let's say I go to YouTube, this hamburger is going to be here. I can move it anywhere. Okay? But let's say I wanted to quickly get home. I just hit that button, hit home, and it takes me there. The third function I'm going to show you is the screenshot and draw function. So let's say I was in YouTube or on an article and I wanted to highlight something or bring something to the student's attention. I could hit that button and it takes a screenshot of whatever's on my screen. And now I can draw whatever I want to. So let's say this was an interesting article. I'd circle it, and I could draw arrows. And then to get out of this and just to go back to the actual YouTube page, I hit that X button, and now I can scroll through. Okay, so you'll see this is just like a phone. You can scroll with your hand. So now I'm going to go home by clicking that button. The second thing you can access is this drop-down menu. So all I did was take my pen or my finger from the bottom of the screen, scroll up, and it pops up. This can control the volume. There's a back arrow to go back to the last thing you were doing. Another home button. This button right here allows you to see every app that you have open, and you can close it out. And then you can take a picture, excuse me, but we don't have pictures yet. So this is the basic functioning of that screen. To get rid of it, you just click that arrow. So again, go like that. Click the arrow to get rid of it. To get to the settings for the board, I'm going to click these four squares over here. And you can see the settings come up. To get out of it, I can go to the different ones, or I can go home. I'm going to get this hamburger out of the way. And you'll see I'm back at my regular screen. So they're the basic functions of how to just navigate the main screen. Now, let's say I wanted to add an app. Okay? I'm going to click the center of that screen. I'm going to add a bubble. I want a generic app. And these are apps that are already downloaded from the Play Store. Like, let's say Chrome. I'm going to click on it and you'll see it'll come up there. Now, just like on your cell phone, you can move these around. So if I hold it and drag, I can move the position of it. Or if you noticed, and I hold it like this, I can remove the app. I also can make folders. So if I wanted to hold that, add a bubble. I want to make a folder. I want to put several apps that are kind of grouped together in the same category. I can click on that app, generic app. I'm going to add Chrome. I'm going to add Google Classroom and Drive. So what you'll see is 3 apps are within that little folder now. So these are the basic ways to add an app and to navigate the actual screen on the main page. Now let's say I was on the internet and I wanted to search something. You would do it just like you would on your cell phone or on your computer. So I could go up there and type the URL and type in a site I want to see. CNN. Click on it, and it comes up. To get home, again, I'm clicking home. Now, once you've established an understanding of how to use the functionality of the board, I'm going to show you how to set up a user and load your Google accounts. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a new user so multiple people can use this device, and at the same time show you how to log in with your Google accounts. So if you go to the top of your screen and just drag down, you'll see notifications there, like 2 applications have updated, the time, the date, but then you'll see this little person over here. That is a user. I'll click on it once, click on it again, and you'll see all the different users I have up here. Myself is one, the owner, which all of these boards have been set up by the IT department, is a guest. I would recommend leaving that person as the guest and creating your own account. Because once you create your own account or user account, you can set a password that only you will be able to access your user account. So for instance, when I go to my account, Mr. Wyckoff, and I try to switch, it's going to switch the account, and this charge button is locked. So I would need my password to get into this account. So a student couldn't come up here, nor could a teacher come in and use my account. Okay, so I'll put mine in. And now you'll see we're in my account. Now I'm going to show you how to, once you get into your account, to add your user information for Google, to start downloading your Drive, your Classroom. And when they open up, like mine, they will have the stuff from your Drive already loaded into them. This will prevent you from having to connect your laptop to the actual Promethean board. You can see everything in my Drive is also on this drive. So now I'm going to go to a guest account to show you where you would log into your Google account. So I already have this sample guest set up. I'm going to switch to that sample guest. Again, to show you how a password works. I already set them up with a password. And now I'm in their account. Now, let's say this was your account and you wanted to load your Google information. You're going to go to these 4 squares, make sure you're on the settings icon, the gear, and then you're going to click settings. And you're going to add an account. You're going to click add an account again. And this is where you would add your Google account. You would plug in your email, then your password, and it would log you in. So automatically, when you go to the Play Store, you will be downloading from your specific Google account. Now, it's important to remember, if you have someone else coming into your room and you want your account to be password protected, you must exit out of your account and go back to that guest that's just the generic guest that no teacher will be using. So anyone could come in this room and access this account, but your Google information will not come up on this one. So if you just saw on my last one, I had my Google information logged in, and it was coming up, and now it's just that basic cb@pittsgrove.net that's coming up. So there's nothing on here for my Google information. Now, to set a password for your account, you're going to do 2 things. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you're on your account. So I'm going to go back to that sample user where there's already a password set up. That password, if you didn't see it already, was 1111. So let's say I want to change that. I'm going to go to Settings, settings, security, pin lock, confirm your pin. Okay. I want a new password, or I can have a typed password. So I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to put in, I'll put in PTMS, continue, PTMS. Okay. So now this account has a new passcode. To make sure it's working, I'm just going to back out. I'm going to go to our guest account. It's going to switch over. Then I'm going to switch back to make sure the password worked. So I'm switching back to our sample account where we set the password to PTMS. PTMS. And it logs in. This will save you from having someone access your personal teaching information, because remember, you might have your Gmail up here, you might have your Drive with all types of documents on there, so it would be important to set up that password.